Dave Weinberg from the Press of Atlantic City. Can Nick Foles take this team where they want to go? Are they still, in your mind, Dave? I don't know if they were the favorite with Wentz for you, but if they were, are they still on the same level of where they were pre-Wentz or pre-Foles?
Probably not. I mean, I think there might be there's going to be obviously a drop-off, but I do think that this is strictly my opinion. I think Foles is better than what maybe people are giving him credit for. I mean, I know he struggled in his previous stops, but when he was with the Eagles, I thought he played very well, and he seems to have more of a comfort zone with both Doug Peterson and the players around him, and I really do think that he's going to be productive enough and effective enough to take the team to, I'm not going to say they're making the Super Bowl, but I do think that they'll win at least one playoff game and then perhaps two.
What'd you like about Foles when he was at his best here?
He doesn't let anything rattle him. He's very poised, even though he kind of has like that all shucks country kind of personality. But he's unflappable, and he also doesn't. He also knows where to go with the football. He knows how to make the most of things. He doesn't have much running ability, but he's a better athlete than what people might think too. He was a pretty good basketball player in high school, and I think that he just has what it takes to, he's not like some scrub off the street. He's been in this league for a while. This will be like his 36th, I think, NFL start. He knows what it takes to get the job done, and I thought that he did a very good job of getting it done in 2013, and he was off to a pretty good start in 2014 until he got hurt. So that's what kind of makes me believe that he'll certainly be good enough to help the Eagles at least get to the NFC Championship game, I think.
Dave, what are some of the things? I know it's hard to say because we haven't seen a lot of him, but he had so much success, and then he went to other teams and kind of struggled. But where do you think that he might be better this time around than he was when he was very successful, 14-4 over an 18-game stretch?
Right. I mean, I don't know if he'll be more successful, but he's a different kind of guy than he was back then. He was I don't want to say intimidated, but I think he was a little bit in awe of everything after the 2013 season. 27-2, MVP of the Pro Bowl, and I don't know if he was quite ready to handle that kind of success, and all that comes with it. I remember speaking to him the following off season before training camp began, and I think I just got the impression that he was a little overwhelmed by everything. That I don't know, maybe the success came too fast, or it just seemed kind of I don't want to say intimidated, but just a little bit out of sorts a little bit. Now he's more mature. He's married, has a child, and naturally he's older. And I just think he's more grounded, and he's just more centered, both on and off the field. And I think that's the biggest change I've kind of noticed, even though, like you said, he hasn't played that much.
Dave, you were in L.A., correct?
I was. It was a big culture shock weather-wise.
What was it like inside the locker room, even though they won the NFC East?
The funny part about it was the L.A. Coliseum is so old that there was no room for any media to go into the locker room after the game. You had to stand out first off, we had to run down about, it seemed like 1,000 flights of stairs through the stands, down to the field, weave your way around, and then you stood in the tunnel while they brought players out to you. So it was kind of hard to get like a sense of the mood. I mean, naturally they were all in shock about losing Carson, the guys that did come out, even, Nick, Doug, Chris Long, Brandon Graham, a few other guys. They were a little bit, I guess it was kind of like a mixed emotions. I guess they were thrilled to have won the NFC East, and I saw some videos later that Doug was really preaching that to the team in the locker room. But by the same time, naturally, they were, pretty upset the fact that they knew that they had an idea that their starting quarterback wasn't going to be going forward with them.
Dave, they've harped on all week that not big changes are coming to the offense, that they'll do a lot of things the same. You buying that?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. The offense is the offense. And it's, even as Doug had pointed out earlier in the week, they had severely curtailed their run-pass option part of the game. If you notice, like a lot of the times when Carson picked up yardage with his legs, it was more on scrambling, improvising. That wasn't necessarily the play that was designed to be run. So I think the plays are pretty much going to be the same. This offense is what the offense is. It's Doug Peterson's offense, and I don't think it'll be changing much. I'm sure they would love to be able to rely on the running game even more than they do, although they still do a pretty good job of that anyway. But, I think it's still going to be a balanced attack. I think there's going to be maybe not quite as many down the field throws. I don't know that Nick has Carson's arm strength, although I think he's perfectly capable of making deep throws when he has to. But, I just think it's going to be the same versatile, spread the ball around offense, and the fact that they'll have Ertz back on Sunday, I think, is a big boost for Nick.
Yes, and he had Ertz with him back in 2013. And you mentioned something about throwing the ball down the field. I looked the other day, of those 27 touchdowns, I mean, he threw a lot of them over 20 yards. I mean, I know Deshaun Jackson was here, but he chucked it.
Yeah, he's not a dink and dunk kind of guy. He'd be the first one to tell you he's more of a gunslinger. So, I wouldn't be surprised if, they throw the ball down the field, maybe try to get Torrey Smith involved a little bit more, But then again, you don't have Deshaun Jackson like you had in 2013, so maybe that'll change things up a little bit.
Yeah. We'll see if they turn to the run game a little bit more, but Nick Foles will be the guy. So many people have asked me, I don't know about you over the last couple of days, but, are they going to bring in a backup quarterback? I mean, is that something that's of concern at this point?
Not at the moment. I think it's just going to be Nate Sudfeld. I mean, they had a chance to do it when they put Carson on IR yesterday, but instead they brought back Brian Brayman to bolster the special teams a little bit. So as of now, they don't seem to be in any hurry to do that. I mean, you would think it would make sense to, since Nate's just one play from going in, and then another play from getting hurt. So, but please don't give me that Colin Kaepernick talk.
Hey, I tell you, I agree. I mean, to me, if you told me Foles got hurt at the halfway mark, I would say, sure. 3 games left in the season. Who knows what he's been doing, or any guy that's been doing at this stage of the year?
Right. I mean, I would almost prefer Matt McGloin, to be honest with you, just because of the fact that he went through the entire training camp with the team and got pretty comfortable with the offense, especially since Nick didn't play much in the preseason. In fact, I don't think he played at all. So,
no, nothing. Played nothing. Real quick, Dave.
I would almost prefer him.
Real quick, a couple things. Wisniewski, you think he'll play? I heard he did not look good today in terms of he was limping pretty noticeably. He's going to be. That's going to be a stretch, and that's a serious concern too. That's probably the biggest concern, because the left side of the offensive line really struggled against the Rams. And neither Chance Warmack nor Isaac Samala, played particularly well in Wisniewski's place. So they really got to hope that he makes some sort of recovery, or try to figure out a way to give whoever's in there more help. Defense needs to play better as well. Shorts talked about that. Last one for Dave Weinberg here. The Giants are a mess, 2-9. Do you have concerns at all this week?
No, I really don't. I was actually floating that question to some friends of mine in the press room, and I honestly just don't. I think their season, even listening to Steve Spagnuolo today, it just seems like they're playing out the string, and the season can't end soon enough for them. I know they were competitive with Dallas last week before things fell apart in the fourth quarter, but I honestly can't see them being much of a threat to the Eagles on Sunday.
Dave Weinberg, 25 years as the Eagles beat writer for the Press of Atlantic City, and also covers boxing for them, Hall of Fame boxing writer at Press AC Weinberg on Twitter. Thanks, pal.
Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate you having me as always.